So from your perspective, Jose, like watching this happen, what's going on through your mind? Did you see how much of this did you see or register?
We saw the first flash on Jin. That's why we fight on the red because he had no flash. And even after, when we kill him after on Raptors, we kill him again.
Yeah.
We still knew he had no flash. The Senna, I don't think nobody realized. I think nobody saw that one.
Really?
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Pros. I am happy to be joined by Berserker, Isles, and Josedeodo. Thank you all for joining me after what was a very long 5-game series. You're all just like, okay.
Yeah, it was pretty wrong, yeah.
How tired are you?
I mean, I'm not that tired, to be honest. Because, like, after, like, series done, this series was, like, most, like, choked, like, series for me. So, it's kind of, like, unforgettable for me. So, I'm kind of awake now. Yeah. Because of that.
It took the series for you to wake up.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. What about you, Alice?
Honestly, I felt like last split, after our best of 5 against Sentinels, which was semifinals, something like that.
Yeah.
I thought like I was gonna die. It was like I was so tired. But that was only 4 games. Honestly, today wasn't that bad, I think.
But there was like BO5, like 3, you know.
I guess,
days,
maybe
so,
just being, honestly, this is like might be my first time ever being in the upper bracket. So playing an upper bracket is nice. Now we have 2 weeks off as well.
Yeah, you get to rest.
Yeah, I think, not having to play BO5s back to back is much easier format.
How about you? It was a little bit rougher for you.
Yeah, I don't know. Sort of the same. I'm a bit tired, but not too much. It's like the games didn't feel like super tiring. You know, it was a lot of fights. So when the game is like not too much chaos, then it's like, it's fine. I just think, like the last game, if you think, it's like 3 kills in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not even like huge tiring games.
Yeah. Just
like,
farming 1 till 4, 40 minutes.
Yeah. It's just long games, you know. So I don't know if it was tiring. It's fine. It's fine.
So like specifically with game 5, because I'm going to touch on game 3, which was kind of an outlier for the rest of the series. I'm going to start with game 5 though, and I'll start with you, Jose, just because it seemed like there were like 1 or 2 team fights and then it was over.
Yeah.
And then the rest of it was just kind of playing for mid wave, pushing out sides. Do you guys get like, what are comms like and what is it like in game for both sides? I'll start with you on the TL side.
For our side, I think it's just like watching for the crack, you know, like looking for where can we break the game and how we want to like get a good turn or like get a huge lead. I think when we got the Jinx flash, we didn't use it like properly. I think that's what the aggression we missed in the game, at least watching the games back a bit. But I don't know. I think overall the game was going too slow and we were getting more lead at one point, but then we didn't use our lead. So I felt like we didn't do anything in the end. So that's what I thought during the game. I was like, damn, do we really lose this game like this? And yeah, I guess we did. So.
Well, I'll just ask a follow-up before I'll go to these guys, because what do you think you, as a team, and obviously you haven't had time to like do a full VOD review, but like what do you think as a team you guys should have done to make the most of that lead you did get towards the mid game?
Well, I think overall we need to be more decisive in certain moments. Like I think when Dokla flashed on Nani, that's the kind of stuff we were missing. And that's why basically why they won. Like they found the angle and they just take it no matter what. And overall, they kept looking for it, even with Bard ulti or Talia ulti and that kind of stuff. And we didn't do it that much. And that's why they were like so comfy playing like scale inside with the Jinx with no flash and stuff. So yeah, I think that's the point we were missing at that game. And that's what we were looking for in the review probably that we're going to do. So.
And then for you two, as they're kind of playing, but basically like playing on mid wave for a really long time and then pushing out sides, what is your communication like? Is it like, oh, we're just waiting for kind of a window to go in?
I mean, every wave Berserker is just saying protect the mid tower. To be honest, for like 15 minutes, it felt like just. I mean, flashing on Annie was really clutch. It kind of alleviated the need to have a real fight. Where I think at that point in the game, it was going to be a lot tougher to win than it was going to be at the last fight, for example. Like the item discrepancy back then was something more sizable. But I mean, it was simple from outside because when you have a tank top that's already somewhat useful and their top laner is not doing much on side, and he's not really playing a champ that is looking to, I don't know, make a huge difference inside. I was kind of surprised that Rek'Sai and Annie never like tried to dive Talia or something. I think in game we were really scared at some point that Annie and Rek'Sai would dive Talia top, but that never really happened. It just kept being defend mid tower, and nothing else will happen. It just became a race farm, contesting camps. Camps never really were in like huge danger. Maybe they could scrape one here or there, but it wasn't like they were able to take like huge control of one side and deny like 3 camps. So Jinx's income was going well, and just got the team fights, I think.
Then for you, Berserker, you really wanted to protect that mid turret.
Yeah, I mean, for me, game like draft was like not only about draft. Game was just kind of like inspired special, like just play slow. We are scaling, and then just don't do anything. Yeah, so like, I mean, like I was like kind of behind, like from the like from the bottom line. We lost the tower, like almost lost the tower, like, and then like Rek'Sai trying to give the resource to Aphelios. I mean, which is like I think it's good, like especially Jinx versus Aphelios, like getting gold is really important that matchup, and then they did it, and I was kind of behind that, and then like from that, like from the like 15 minutes, I knew that if I get the like 3 items, then we're gonna win, cause like they don't really have like engage. They play like Annie, Sona, like Jax and Rek'Sai, so we are kind of like outrange them. So if we just keep play slow, then we're gonna win at some point. And then like, I'm not sure, it was like 4th Drake or 3rd Drake. We killed the Sona, and then I tried to hit tower, and the Rek'Sai was like, my Rek'Sai was topside, but he's just like E over the wall, like from the chicken. So I mean, I lost flash. So I was like, oh shit, we might have to fight like before IE. So I mean, that was the most like scary for me, but they didn't really like pressure to Nashor, I felt like. I mean, after they break the mid tower, I thought like they gonna like keep trying to give the pressure like Nashor. But I feel like, I mean, I don't really remember exactly, but I guess we protect like well, like Nashor area vision. So we didn't fight that much. And then after I have IE, we just like trying to look for angle. We have like Bard ulti or Talia ulti or something, and then we made it, so we won.
Do those moments, like, I'll ask all 3 of you, because watching it feels kind of tense. It was a bit like as casters, we had to kind of refocus, especially with game 3 having been so crazy and then going into games 4 and 5. But like, how tense does it feel for you? Or are you just paying so much more attention in game to like item breakpoints, like summoner, like there's still a lot to track in those moments?
And summoners and items really are the biggest things. Our comm space is always just be careful here. They could be here. Jinx, come get this camp. How much do you need? Protect. Like we really were doing a good job, I think, of cycling who's going to protect mid at what wave. It's obviously easier when you have a tank top that doesn't need a ton of resources. Even in the Scion game, I think we played. I don't remember which one that was. That might have been game 1. But I think, I mean, the Berserker's touched on it too, but I think Inspired is really good at telling people what to do in these types of scenarios. He's very good at juggling the map and playing well around camps, which I think is one of our team's strengths in that sense. Really good at managing camps situations, whatever that might be. So yeah, even though the games are slow, it's true that the intensity still remains high. It's not just, I mean, people always make jokes about people not doing anything, but even if you can't see it, something is usually happening.
Yeah. The tense on your side.
It's sort of similar. I mean, we were not too tense. I think even like we were too relaxed, you know, it's like the moment this Jinx had no flash, I was thinking we cannot do anything here or something like that. And that kind of moments I was thinking like there's something we should like talk as a team and see like what we need to do in those games. Because even on game 3, game 2, I think we missed like some windows like that in the buy game. Like they got nashor and then they were retaking aggressively and we didn't know how to fight. I think those kind of moments are like what we need to improve to win the games, because that's what we're missing, and how to make the game explode, sorta. Like that's what they did better. I think overall in the series, that's what I was thinking. But I mean, especially for myself, I don't feel tense when I'm playing the game. I'm just thinking like what's on my screen and I just play for it, you know. I always have a plan, obviously, but it's not like it cannot change, you know. I'm just thinking how to win and how to give like the carries the resources. If it is me, I just play for camps, or if it is like, I don't know, Morgan on Ambessa, I was trying to give him gold. And last game was Aphelios, so I was trying to get gold for Aphelios. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't feel too tense, but I think maybe that's what we were missing to win. Not
I'll start with you, Berserker. For game 3 was very different and incredibly volatile from the first fight in the Drake pit.
Game 3 was I played Caitlyn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that game, like, my early game was kind of disgusting, to be honest. I mean, even game 1, I played Jhin, right? And then, like, in 15 minutes, I pressed W, and then I flashed it. And I didn't realize that. So, like, in like red fight, like game 1, they were flanking me. So I thought, they're like Shen ulti too easier, and then they trying to like kill me. And then if I just flash out, and then Anivia don't TP, and then keep pushing bottom, then we might have like some tempo. And then we TP'd, and then I thought I can flash it out, but I still just pressing the flash, and it's not working. So I thought it was bug. And then after die, I realized that I don't have flash. But I still don't remember when I used the flash. So even game 2. In 15 minutes, again, I press Senna,
Yep.
I press Q, and I flash it again.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
No.
So like in front of the like Lucian. So, and then even like game 3, in 3 story or some shit like crap fight. Mare was I was like 1v1 in like Mare, and then I thought my DK was like Ghost. And then I pressed cleanse, and then I was like, shit. I did it like 3 in a row. And then I was so mad, and then like I should keep like focusing about like fire, right? And then since that, TF no flash, just focusing on about like TF, and then I wasn't like that much of a focus, and I just keep A like Mare, and then like Mare just like flashing out, and then I just die, and I was kind of tilted, to be honest. Yeah. That was the story.
So from your perspective, Jose, like watching this happen, what's going on through your mind? Did you see how much of this did you see or register?
We saw the first flash on Jhin. That's why we fight on the red, because he had the flash. And even after, when we kill him after on Raptors, we kill him again.
Yeah.
We still knew he had no flash. The Senna, I don't think nobody realized. I think nobody saw that one.
Really?
Like I was thinking, did we see Senna flash? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Mind games.
And the third one, I don't remember somebody saying killing no cleans, but in that fight, I don't think it mattered that much.
Yeah.
Because he came when the fight was almost done.
Yeah.
So it was basically, it wouldn't change that much. But I don't know, maybe those moments you're thinking, oh, what is this guy doing, you know? That's all you can think. So that's what we say when he flashed. I think it was John that said, Jhin no flash. We were like, what? Why he flashed? That's what we were thinking, you know. But in reality, you just make a plan around the flash. That's it. So
I'm gonna start with you on this one only because you previously said, like a lot earlier into this season, that you guys did want to play a little bit more decisively as an LPL team. I did see, I don't know if this is because of it, but the pulling out the Rek'Sai, I know Cheche won with that last night on Weibo, although they lost the series. For something like game 3, where it's so chaotic that as we're casting it, we can't even go to replay because there's another fight happening. Is that something you guys felt like you were thriving in? Or because it felt like from our perspective, that's where the game really started slipping away from you?
I'm not sure. I think game 3 was kind of like some silly mistake that cost us the game, because when we kill them on bot lane fight, after the Xin Sao gets a kill on mid lane, so he gets level 6 for the round. And I was like, he got a lot of XP on the mid lane kill. So that was kind of unfortunate for first round at least. And that's the moments like that we should have like more lead based on what happened earlier. And then I don't know, we're saying like, oh, they can swap and then we just make another play topside. You know, it kind of like small leads lead to like them having the lead after. So I don't know, it felt like a screen game sort of. Like that's literally what it felt like. I was like, damn, we're not using like or what's in our map or what we're watching on the map, and they're just taking like small leads to make us lose the game. But I felt like if we were just play the game naturally after the river fight, we should just snowball the game because it was too much lead. And every summoner was down. I had flash still, so it was like should be very easy. But in the end, it looked like we couldn't snowball, and it's because like the mistakes we did. So yeah, I don't know. It felt like bad to lose a game, honestly, especially after the level 3, level 4 fight.
Yeah.
So.
From your perspective, obviously, it was similarly chaotic, but I'm going to take a different tack when I'm asking you guys, because you did pull ahead in a lot of those skirmishes. Berserker, you had said Inspired likes, or I guess prefers kind of slower paced games. What are Lyon team comms like, and what is communication like when a game just involves so many skirmishes back to back to back?
The game 3 draft was like they picked Mel and Pantheon, right? And I picked Caitlyn. So we knew that they have to do something like early game. They should like make something like a lot of fight like in early game. So I'm not sure, like even in level 1, like Pantheon was no flash. So Pantheon like trying to like flash over the wall and then trying to like chunk those Jin or something, right?
Yeah, something.
No.
I
He
mean,
was looking for Shin,
yeah, we didn't even see him, but I figured what happened, because I think I've seen Cole do this before. Obviously, did Jace stop that game? Maybe? Yeah, Jace stopped, I think.
Yeah.
And Jace went to board out blue, and they saw that Xin wasn't there, so Pantheon is assuming that Xin is at red. So Pantheon flashes the wall, trying to 1v1 him, because if Xin tanks it, then maybe Pantheon can win. He has Ignite, so that's what he's thinking. But then we realized, I think, at like 2 minutes 30 into the game, Inspired just like hits tab, and he says, Pantheon flashed? And we're looking, and he has Hex flashed, and we're like, huh?
What the fuck?
Because we were confused too, because we saw that Pantheon came late to lane and from the left side. So I was really confused too, because I was watching the Tribush Night game until like a really late time in the game. And usually when people invade or try to split map or whatever it might be, I would have seen someone at that point, but I never saw anyone. And Pantheon still came late to lane, so I was really confused at what happened. But we figured what happened after that. But yeah, I think the game was. I thought it was completely over after level 3, to be honest. I thought we couldn't win at that point. I don't even remember what happened afterwards, but skirmishes just seemed to go our way. I'm not sure as well why the lead didn't really snowball from the TL side, to be honest. I do think it should be really tough when we lose all our flashes to a champ like J4 and we're playing from behind. But the way that you play out that game, specifically from like Xin Zhao and like Braum perspective, is kind of simple. You really do just have to walk to these fights and just fight them even numbers. And at some point when the game became even, it's so easy to know what to do. Even though it's chaotic and there are tons of kills, the way we win the game is by fighting them even numbers. So if Pantheon appears on my screen, I'm clicking on him, you know? So, I'm not sure, to be honest, what Pantheon was doing. No disrespect or something like that. But to be honest, I was really confused how he didn't make more happen. I thought that our mid was in a much more dangerous position than he ended up being in, I guess. I thought there was more and top as well. I thought there would be more opportunities for Pantheon across the map, because we could not do anything to Mel. And at some point I thought at least I would bleed XP to a pretty crazy degree, but I'm not sure why Pantheon couldn't find anything. I thought like top was diveable at some point and the mid wave was bad at some point, I think. So yeah. Even though it was chaotic, I think our win con was simple. The onus, like I think Berserker said too, like draft-wise, when you pick a champ like Pantheon supports, you got to do something. And then yeah, I guess it just never really happened, and skirmishes just went our way after a certain point, I think.
Yeah, after we lose like first fight, like it should be a hard game for us. But after like we killed the mid, and then think like we won the like first direct fight.
Yeah, we won one skirmish.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
our river,
And
yeah.
after that, game should be easy for
Yeah,
us.
then the game should be
Because like they have like Pantheon and TF, so they can't ever like take the even fight, like even number fight. So we just keep calling about the if we just like even number fight, then we can't lose anymore. So we're just playing around that. Yeah.
In terms of, because I'm gonna like wrap up this series and then kind of move on to talking a little bit about other teams, but we were kind of categorizing it as you guys, like as in Lyon, were a lot more 5v5 focused, whereas TL was a lot more focused on kind of spreading, especially with the way you constantly kept your side waves pushed and stuff like that. We're really more interested in spreading the opposing team around the map. Would you, first of all, do you agree? But then second of all, do you feel like that was a draft thing or just like a team style thing?
I would say it's mostly a draft thing, typically. When you play champions like Nocturne or you play champions like in this case, like you like Pantheon and J4, things like this, they're just weaker in fights when the game is even. You have to make something happen, or if you don't make something happen, then you have to find something more creative on side. When you play champions like in game 5, when you play champions like Annie, you want to do something. You want to use the fact that you're stronger. You want to look for snap engages. You want to use that pressure. It doesn't always have to equal you killing someone, but you have to pressure the map and play your champion accordingly to how it's supposed to be played, whatever that might be. I think for us, the drafts today just didn't end up falling into one of those play side heavy categories. We had a lot of tank tops, a lot of like I think Doko literally played Scion, Poppy, and Malphite.
Mm-hmm.
So there's bound to be some team fight action from his perspective. And I mean, TL should do the opposite, right? When you play a champ like Jace and you're playing against Malphite, he's trying to build that side lead. He's trying to beat him 1v1. He's trying to make it so Malphite is not healthy enough to ult him, things like this. I think it's really largely just a draft thing. I wouldn't say it's much of a team style thing.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of what happens when you play like the drafts like this. I think we also play like Ambessa, for example, that Ambessa also wants to push silent and not let the Rumble group all the time. So it's sort of what happens when you play carry top lane into tanks. Like the Malphite wants to perma be on mid lane trying to kill Mel, and we just want to be trying to let him catch the waves and then use Jace to make his turn. So I think it could be comp-based. We also like to fight a lot, so it's not about us like trying to spread them up a lot. I hate spreading them up too much. I like pressuring them up and making them come to fight us. I think that's way harder for the enemy to react. I think sort of what Flyquest does sometimes is similar. But yeah, I think today was mostly like how we're playing our comps and what we want to do in the games, especially. So like we play champions like TF, Chase, the Ambessa game too. Like a lot of champions that want to be silent into group in mid lane. So yeah, that's probably mostly why.
I'm glad you brought up Flyquest because how much of C9 Fly did you guys get to watch? I'm not sure if you were scrimming. I always ask before.
We were scrimming, but
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the games somewhat.
Yeah,
I know what happened.
similar. Yeah, similar.
Were any of you surprised at AA that it went to a game 5 or surprised that C9 won?
I'm surprised that it went to a game 5 after the first 2 games. And I'm surprised that C9 won in game 5.
Yeah, same.
So double
Same feeling.
surprise.
Yeah, because I thought Flyquest looked really good, generally. And even some of the states in the game, like, I don't know, it was just unexpected. Like, in the Ashe game they played against Caitlyn, Caitlyn was, like, she could not play the game. I think they won that game, didn't they? Or I don't know if they won. But
Masun killing?
yeah.
No, he was
Yeah.
hit by an arrow and
He lost.
Yeah.
Right?
They lost,
Yeah,
yeah.
he threw in mid lane. That's right. But that game was unplayable at like level 3. Like when something like that happens on stage, you think the game is over. He loses his whole HP bar level 1, loses his sums, runs back to lane, and gets dove. So, and he's playing Caitlyn. But somehow they could win that game. That I couldn't believe. And I thought after that, I watched the early game of that, and I thought that there's no way that C9 can lose this game. And then somehow Caitlyn was actually carrying in mid game. So, I mean, Flyquest has always been a bit topsy-turvy. It's hard to predict what will happen in their games. And I mean, it was exciting. I was surprised, yeah, that there were more than 3 games after the first 2. It's pretty soul-crushing defeat if you lose like that once.
The anti-flank.
Yeah, and you just get arrowed mid because Caitlin's frontlining for no
Yeah.
reason. 5 men, and you just get ace, and then you lose in 1 second. Even the way we lost today in game 4, where you just die, like it, or the way that we won in game 5. When you get 5 for 0, and all the turrets are up, and you just lose, it is like a bit of a shocking moment. There's not a lot of time to reflect on that, but Flyquest is a good team. They're just hard to predict, and I think C9 played better than some people expected, to be honest.
Yeah, same feeling. I think from my point of view, I think Blabber is playing way better than what he was doing before. At least from my eyes, I think he's being way more active and he's really looking to punish lanes. I don't think he was doing that much. I mean, Griffin, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how to predict what he's doing. Sometimes he's just like full clean and sometimes he's doing like weird stuff. So I don't know. Interesting one. I think the most annoying part is when he picks like random champs. I think that's his best. Like his best looking when he's like on Shyvana, like those type of things. But I don't know. It's like a weird team. So I think C9 is like way aggressive, and Flyquest is like weird. Sometimes they do like super good plays, and out of nowhere they're doing like some weird plays. You know, it's like it doesn't make sense. So I think the series went like. I thought when it was game 5, I thought Fly would win because of the draft and how they like pick their champs and stuff. But honestly, I think C9 could 3-0 very convincingly. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 3-0. So I don't know. Very weird. I thought also during the series that like how Flyquest play them up is like very interesting because they play really aggressive when they have the lead. And when C9 has like a lead, it's like they also play similar. So whoever had the lead, I feel like win the game like at 20 minutes, basically, you could tell. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the series, so I'm not sure about like what I was talking about. But I do agree that like Flyquest is kind of weird team. Like I mean, someone said it. Like Flyquest like can win like both every team, but can lose like both every team. Which is I agree with that. Because like sometimes they just like make crazy play and then they just like lose, and sometimes when they're like leading the game, they are just like standing everything and then it just works, you know. Like even we are like both like Flyquest, like on game 2, when I play Caitlyn, they are like losing the game and then like Gakos,
Yeah.
their timeline is Gakos, right?
Yeah.
Gakos plays Kazante and then he just flash Q and then W and then Jaraban just EQ like flash like to me, and then I was just I didn't expect that like I would die, so I just dead. So yeah, I mean they're kind of good at that, so it's kind of weird team, yeah.
In terms of, because you've all played against them both on stage and in scrims, I know whenever I talk to players and they're trying to improve as a team, they're always like, we have to focus on our own prep before we prep for another team. But Flyquest, especially with a lot of Griffin's weird jungle picks, does that change the way that you kind of prep against them? Because I know talking to C9 yesterday, they were like, yeah, we kind of figured the Shyvana was coming out, even though, you know, we did lose that game. Like, we weren't at all surprised by the draft.
I think the only thing that changes is draft, you know? I think when you're playing the game against like these champs, you're not really thinking like, oh, what's he gonna do? Because he already showed most of them. I don't know if he has something else, you know? I'll be surprised at this point. But I think everyone in Scrim saw everything, most of the stuff. I'm pretty sure most of them have been in stage already. I don't think we miss anything, so I don't know. I think the only thing that changes is draft. His gameplay is always like similar. He always likes to play around camps and like very similar to other like inspired style. So I don't think it changes how he plays. He just changes how he plays them up. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think Griffin's a good jungler. I don't think he like, obviously, I tend to agree, to be honest. I don't think there's many deviations on how he plays the game. Obviously, when you have a different champion that has a specific win con, you're just going to play to that. And I think, I mean, it's really nice to have Inspired a lot of the time too, because I think he understands the jungle perspective so deeply that it's easy to tell what other jungle is going to do a lot of the time. And I mean, Griffin's a good player, like I said. He's well-rounded and he plays funny champions, but he knows how to play standard champions too. So Yeah, not a lot of changes, I think, in terms of preparation specifically. You obviously know some teams will play some champions and some teams won't play some champions. So maybe certain drop avenues you want to go down and certain drop avenues you don't want to go down. You don't want to give APA Ziggs. You don't want to give Griffin and Nass angle. So some things are just like that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure Griffin is like. I don't think Griffin is like best jungler in NA, but when he played like something new champion like Nasus, like when I see him like first time like playing Nasus, like I was like, oh, he playing Nasus jungler, and then I doubted like he's gonna win, but I feel like if we know how to play like that champion, and then like if we play against him and the first time, then they just don't know about that champ like win condition. So like when I play for Nasus like first time, I just didn't know what is that champion do, and then like he just farming like until 15 minutes, and then he have like 400 stack, and then he just one shot me, and then just Forma press W to me, and then I couldn't just like auto him, and then he just one shot me. So like I was what the fuck, you know? So
Yeah, I remember actually. We were watching the EWC qualifier against TL when he played Nasus the first time. And I thought in that moment that Nasus maybe could be the worst jungler of all time. I've never seen Xin Zhao kill red buff, walk to enemy blue, and the guy is
funny,
not done with the camp. How can he not be done with it? That's crazy. In season 16, Yuumi jungle could clear the camp before Xin Zhao could get there. But somehow Xin Zhao is there smiting the buff away from him. But then they still won that game. They still won the game, playing Nasus jungle against Xin Zhao. So it taught us something there for sure about the win cons of the champs. I do agree with Berserker. If you play against them for the first time, even the first time we played against Shyvana jungle and scrims, you just don't know what these champions do sometimes. And I mean that is a lot of the time your greatest asset. I mean teams at internationals have had this as well. I think when Genji gave that interview, like Cannon gave that interview about not knowing what to do when they played against Kog'Maw and Shen.
Yeah.
On stage for the first time, it can be like that. When you play against these champs for the first time, you just don't know what you can do. And once you start playing the game and you start thinking about it, like, oh, we can't take this fight. Shen has ult. Huh. That's kind of annoying. Even in our game today, when we played against Shen, it was kind of annoying. We wanted to create this like 5v5 scenario, but once we fell behind, it kind of felt like there was no way to win because we can't make a side play because Shen has ult. If we make a play on Shen, he really has to grief to die. And even if he dies, it doesn't really matter. So, yeah. These champs obviously are most effective the first time you play against them. It's been historically proven in so many cases, and that's one of Flyquest's greatest strengths.
For, like, because obviously we're now in Fearless, we're in best of fives. How much does like meta matter, and how much does having certain like not necessarily pocket picks but just like champions you're comfortable with understanding their win conditions and most matchups, like how important is that, especially going into a game 5?
The most important.
Yeah.
Pretty much. If you don't understand your champ's win condition, you can't win.
Yeah, I think it's too broken to have players that can play a lot of styles and champions. Like especially in draft, it's like no matter if you are game 4 5, it's like they still have something on their sleeves, you know. And I don't know, maybe today the Rek'Sai was like a surprise because I didn't play it, but I've been playing it, and it's like some teams have seen it and some teams haven't. I think those guys type of styles of champions that people are not used to or playing solo queue and they're like, oh, this champion can level 3 bot, you know, it's like very scary to face them on stage, especially first timing against them. So yeah, I think it's way annoying to play against that, and especially when it comes from a weird spot or like important games, especially like end of games like game 5, there is so many counters that you can do to like punish these champs, so they can go through it and be like annoying, even if they're not like tier 1 champions. So yeah.
You agree, Berserker?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Here's like, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like pro player game, and then every champion has like their win con. Like even Nasus, like he just like perma farming until 15 minutes, and then he just carried the game. So yeah, I mean, like even like our game 5, we play Jinx versus Aphelios, and then they don't have like really engaged. So yeah, I mean, just you need to really understand where like how you gonna like play for win, you know. So yeah, I mean, I do think that it's really important.
because you guys are all like veteran players who've been playing the game for a really long time, do you feel like more comfortable and confident? Because I feel like I could say that of every one of you in terms of you always have something else because you've just played for so long. Do you think that's an advantage that veteran players can have? Or because we were just talking about Griffin, he's really new to LCS. His first competitive season was last season in CBLOL or LTA South. Like, is that an advantage, a competitive advantage you three feel like you have?
I think the only advantage you can have is like some champions that are old, for example, you already play them. So it's not like you're testing something, you know, maybe when you're a rookie and let's say Griffin yesterday, he picked Shyvana. I'm sure he never played Shyvana before the game, you know? So those type of moments when you're playing the first time champions on stage, you're like thinking, is it going to work on stage? Because you're not sure about them, you know? But once you have the experience and you know how certain champions work because you play them. I mean, I played Rek'Sai, I think 5 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure even if I wasn't like practicing, I could still have the confidence to be like, just pick it, you know, and see what happens. So I think it's obviously an advantage, but I think nowadays everyone can play a lot of champions. So I don't think it's anything weird because Fearless has been like a thing for 1 year. So yeah.
Yeah, I do think Fearless has changed the way everyone plays the game a lot. The way everyone practices, the way scrims are conducted, just having to play more champions, playing one champion a day, especially when it's playoffs. So we just play 5 games straight and we just play 1 best of 5 effectively. When you can only practice one champion a day, it really does force you to play a different style sometimes. You have to be able to play, at least from like a support perspective, for example, like these engaged champs versus other engaged champs, then the engaged champs versus the range champs, then the range champs versus the range champs, then the other side of the matchups, and whatever it might be. I mean, being a veteran doesn't necessarily make it easier to have more pocket picks, but sometimes having a little bit of extra experience does allow you to play some of these more fringe picks even when you haven't practiced them. Fearless is just like that. The same game 5 will not always be the same. The bans just lead you in different directions oftentimes. I think even today there were games where I was thinking about what I'm going to do in 4-5 or what we're going to do in 4-5, and there's no way that we could have come up with this in scrims. It just like each game is different. So just having a wide champion pool, having flexibility, knowing what your champions have to do in lane is really important. As a laner specifically, if you play a champion and you don't have an idea of what's going to happen, you will just be exploited by better teams.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of the be-all end-all. I think if you don't know what you're supposed to do in lane, you will just be made fun of by good players. You will just get exploited. I think, again, talking about historical games, when Quad picked Zilean into Galio in game 5 versus, I think it was BLG at the time, he was just exploited because he didn't know what to do. I think Knight in that game or whatever was just so comfortable on Galio. He just knew Zilean was so useless. He just nerfed him. If you play champions you're uncomfortable with, you can just fall behind really easily. And I think if you don't understand your win con, if you don't understand the champion well, things like this can happen. But if you play for a long time, sometimes you'll know what certain champions do and you'll have this experience. Like for me, having played against Pantheon before, I can kind of tell what he's going to do. But yeah, I don't know if I've played against Pantheon in scrims a single time this whole year. So like in support specifically. So it's nice to have played against it before.
Yeah, I do agree that like Fearless changed a lot. I mean, I'm for ADC perspective. I mean, I'm playing ADC, so I don't really have like many champ like compared to other lore, and then like I'm just pressing A, and then like nothing really like effect to me, to be honest, like Fearless thing. But the draft is like every game is like different, right? Because it's like Fearless. Even like if you go like game 4 or 5, like just so many like random champions coming. So I feel like just you should know about the like just game, you know, like you should just understand like our team win con. Yeah, that's what I think.
Are there any players you can think of in the LCS right now who you think would be like really formidable in like a game 5 Fearless scenario?
What is formidable?
Like
scary to play against.
Playing against Inspired is
Like they
pretty
have
tough.
something, you know?
Playing against Inspired is pretty tough in game 5, I think.
He always has something. Yeah.
It seems like he's always got He's always got something. You never know when Nunu is coming.
I saw the Ivern hover and I was like, no, surely not.
Yeah, you never know when Nunu is coming to eat your blue buff or something like that. Or like when Boomer played in NA, I think he was so hard to predict. Game 5 Gragas or something like this. People pocket picks, playing Volibear against them, best of something he was really good at. But right now, Inspired's on my team, so I don't have to
You
think
can
about
say
that.
Inspired, yeah.
I think
It's scary for you to have to play against Inspired.
I'm not sure about other teams, honestly. If there's someone that picks something really funny.
Should be Griffin if something. If you think about someone, like specifically.
And to be
Yeah,
honest,
I think so too,
Core sometimes picks some pretty funny things. He picked Sona today. So Core sometimes picks some pretty funny things, but I usually think Core plays better when he plays champs he's played before. To be honest. The same goes for many players, but sometimes when they know the matchup better than you, that's when it feels tough. So in some ways, it is good if he's played a champion solo queue before. Like Core is famous for playing Zyra randomly and getting big lane advantages and stuff like that. It's definitely tough to play against players that have this type of thing in their wheelhouse. So yeah, Core is a good example, I think.
Based on, I'm going to shift completely. Based on the regular season only, because everyone always considers playoffs, but it's a regular season award. Who is your pitch for All-Pro and MVP? Make your cases for yourself or others.
I mean, I'm not sure, to be honest. No one like played like really, really well like this season. I feel like everyone like choke sometime, and everyone just like sometimes make a super play. So I mean, for me, like super play like perspective, I do think that it should be Saint.
Yeah, I think Saint Salas was crazy good.
But like he choked a lot. So I mean, like,
He's been running it down.
to choose, you know. That's what I think. But if I have to choose, then I'll pick Saint.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree from a highlight perspective. Saint has had crazy moments. The outplay on top versus squad, the Sal assault in game 3 versus TL. Saint's Yearn at times. He's been, I think, showing the most exciting outplays. But that doesn't necessarily mean you're the MVP. Because he definitely ran us down today in the Nivea game. So yeah, it's a hard ask. I think a lot of people have been pointing to Vulcan as a support, but I wanted to give some credit to Thanatos too. I think Thanatos is one of the players that really has been solid almost the whole split. He has had bad games here and there, but I think so many people, talking about Fearless too, circling back to that, so many people thought playing against Thanatos would be so easy in Fearless, because when we played against him, or when people played against him in 2024, 5, I don't know, when he just played like Cassante, Rumble, Renekton, Repeat, and it would that would be his whole champion pool. People thought he would be so easy to play against, but I think he really has proven that he's more of a solid player than that, and I'm not sure if just off saying this that he would be my MVP, but strong case for at least first All-Pro. I think a lot of people are under that impression.
Yeah, pretty much the same. I think Thanatos, for me, it was really good. I could say me, but the last 2 weeks were not good, so I cannot say me anymore. I think before that I was playing pretty well. I think the last week against Lyon and C9 were like, so I cannot really say myself. I think Thanatos should be my choice.
And then we're almost done. You guys are almost out of here. Do you have any predictions for... I'll start with your team going up against Shopify, because I feel like from the outside, I'm looking at it as, have Shopify improved enough to take you guys on? Because I still think your level of play today was higher than what we've seen from them thus far.
Well, I think for us, we just have to like make conclusions and the details that we need to improve, because today we just lost on the details. You know, we were losing like certain moments that we weren't aggressive enough to win the games, and those kind of plays you can review them and watch them and be like better at them. But I don't think we played them up wrong at any points of the game. I think most of the time we were matching like most of the times on plays. I think game 3 must be like the worst map we played so far. But overall, I think we can do a way better job in fights. I think that's what we need to improve the most, and that's like basically playoff every time. It's like whoever plays team fights mostly wins because the structure of the game is always the same. It's never changing that much. So, and if we play aggressive on the times that we need to be more aggressive, we're gonna win. So, should be confident with.
Shopify versus TL. Who takes it?
I can't imagine that Shopify can win, to be honest. Just talking strictly to what you said too, have they improved enough to beat TL? I don't think so. I will say, even before this, I was doing a press interview, and I was saying that I think Shopify have been playing better. I was surprised it's obviously better at all. I thought they would have imploded by now, with the way things are going. I know what it's like to be on a team that's losing. It's really, really, really tough to climb out of the pit once you're in. But they have been playing better. But is that enough to tell out on a BTL? I don't see it. Contracts does seem to me to be like a bit of a confidence player, maybe. Maybe confidence isn't the right word, but at least maybe momentum, something like this. Sometimes he's the player of the week. Sometimes he's the player of the game. Sometimes he's the player that runs down the game. So
Yeah.
oftentimes it's one or the other.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I both like TL gonna win like 3-0, but it just depends on like contracts. I feel like, I do think that like SR are getting like better at line, and they're like more consistent. I feel like compared to like regular season, but yeah, I always said it. Contracts is like when he's like, I'm not sure how to say it. When he's like feeling good, I guess.
Yeah.
Like he's just like smurfing everything, but when he's feel bad, he just
Yeah, he's just
Lie
malfight
down
ulting,
and then
malfight
just,
ulting
like-
someone 1v5.
Relatable, honestly.
yeah, I played like 50 minutes. So it's just it's just about contract condition.
Even we played scrims with SR a few times this week, and honestly, in one day I thought like, maybe SR are not too bad, and then another day it's just over in 10 minutes. They just can't play, and yeah, I don't see teams sustainably winning in best of fives with players that just tend to have such high highs and low lows.
Speaking of Sentinels versus Flyquest,
Like, that will be a banger.
I do have to say one thing. There was a time where, because Sentinels only had one win, everyone was like, what do you mean they only have one win? That one win was against Flyquest in the regular season, so I'll say that. But who do you guys think takes that one?
This one is impossible to predict, honestly. I think, it's hard to say because Sentinels were doing well, and now I feel like they're doing worse. But I also feel like Flyquest is like good team when they have lead, but when they don't have like a normal lead or a normal game, they're just running it down. So I don't know. I think it will be 5 games, high chance, and
Yeah,
I think
agree.
anyone can win that series. Honestly,
Yeah,
I
it's
feel
hard
like-
thing to predict.
I do think that Sentinel gonna win like that series because like Sentinel. In my opinion, Sentinel's weakness point is like lining. I don't think they are good at like lining 3 line, but if they just like play well in line, and then if they go like middle game or like late game, they have like so many elder in their team, like impact play like impact and Hui. They just know how to play the game.
Yeah.
And then like Flyquest have 2 rookies and a jungle and support, right? The jungle support is like it's really important at macro.
Yeah.
But like I just feel like Fly counter is like Sentinel if they just like survive early game. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because of their old players.
Yeah.
I mean-
they're really good. I feel
Yeah.
like.
Yeah. No,
they're really good.
I don't like. I always point to, especially I know Hambach and Huhi have talked about their like improving synergy throughout.
Yeah.
That was a huge success.
And Impact is so clutch too.
Yeah.
I think he's the best top laner at knowing how to play his champ to win in unconventional ways. Whether it be flash Wing someone and renecting at the right time. It might sound simple, but he just sees the play before it happens sometimes really well. When he plays Rumble, he moves around the map really, really well, looking for creative plays, creative swaps. I honestly thought Impact was honestly fantastic too during lane swap meta. Just playing champions playing standard champions in creative ways. Impact is great at finding those angles. And that's, again, one of Sentinel's greatest strengths. I agree that they tend to end laning phase behind, but their teamwork is phenomenal. I think sometimes their team fighting can lack, but they have clutch players, like particularly Impact. So, yeah, I agree. It's going to be a really entertaining series, particularly if they haven't lost in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, it would be funny to see the one that qualified to EWC out of the playoffs too. That would be kind of funny. So
so we've gone over how Sentinels win. Just really quickly, if you're looking at like what would make Flyquest win, what would have to happen in game for that to happen?
Just the inverse, I suppose. I think Flyquest does have
Stomps
a team
them
with
in
great
lane.
laners.
Yeah.
I think particularly top lane, Gekros has found a lot of edges in certain matchups, and I think he's really comfortable playing carries. People meme about it too, but like Gekros on tanks. But maybe if they can find a draft where they're enabling Gekros to carry through top, I think he is a fantastic laner, and when the draft suits him, he tends to perform. And Gekros is a player, I will say, that talking about what Berserker was talking about too, with just seeing angles, he is fantastic at being decisive.
Yeah,
He's a
he's a young
super
guy, so,
decisive player.
yeah.
When he sees an angle, he will click all the buttons on you when he gets the chance. He will not hesitate. And yeah, I could see him being a really key factor.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, especially after such a long series.
Thanks for having us.
Well, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching Pros or listening to it on Spotify or Apple or wherever you get your podcast, or watching us on YouTube if you want to see our lovely faces. Thank you so much. And we will see you next week for more LCS playoffs, lower bracket.